Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session, IT Career Talk with Professionals. And today we have a President and Managing Director. Our guest is none other than Michelle Alarcon. Michelle, can you say hi to our audience?
Hi everyone. Thanks, Rafi, for having me.
All right. So, Michelle, let's ask, no, what is can you describe for us a role? What is a managing director, especially?
Okay. Sige, let's go straight to the to that role. No? It's actually for consulting firm like Zlib Solutions, which is a firm that I started back in 2013. The intention was to run my own delivery team for consulting. No? So it means that I am very hands on. So I'm the one who is actually crafting the practice. I'm developing the practice. At the same time, I'm also running the projects or the programs. But at the same time, you have to separate the role or the function of a president, and that is basically someone who is in charge of the whole business. So not just the consulting delivery team, but also business development. Of course, you have all the not so fun stuff, at least for me, running the finance, the legal, and all those other things. So the whole thing, no, the business, running the business itself. Okay.
Right,
So
right.
that's my job.
And if you can enlighten us lang, no, is how does it differ from other titles that are of similar nature, or at least what our audience might hear of, like CEO or co-founder or founder? No, why did you choose
Mm.
that particular title in this case?
That's a good question because when you start your own firm, you can actually call yourself anything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I have a business partner, and we were actually trying to decide, is it the CEO that's more appropriate, or is it the president? And we did I did, or at least myself, no, Google a lot, no, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to really put the title, no, that's very appropriate, and we're not trying to deceive anyone among here, but it's really that is what is most descriptive of the job, of the function that I have. I chose the president in the end because it is more of someone who is more at I guess more hands on and more day to day, but at the same time it is a pretty lean team, such that I feel that the CEO title is more of I would have to. In fact, I'm already in the middle of maybe shifting to that title now. So uh, maybe in our 10th year, I'll probably change my title to CEO, and that is really because it may be growing into a bigger company, bigger size in terms of the breadth of our services. When we started out, it was really very specialized in certain industries, and just doing advanced analytics. So as it grows, and we do more of our type of consulting, like not just project based, but maybe managed services and all the other things, I will be expanding. But you know what? It's really a bit, very gray, no, the president versus the CEO na differentiation, no. But I feel more comfortable having the CEO title as like a career path for myself.
Right, right, right. No. Interesting. Interesting definition, no? Again, maybe when it's a smaller company, maybe like you said, no, its president is more hands-on, and it parang when
Mm-hmm.
you say CEO kasi parang it might connotate na it's a very big company, no? Parang ganun agad.
Yeah, at least for me, and of course, it doesn't also mean that you are necessarily a co-founder or a founder if you are the CEO, diba? That's also not the case. So
That's
in
true.
my case, I am founder, and I'm also I run the operations, I run the business development. So it's in fact broader than that. But it's really up to, if you're comfortable with being called such a title. There's just maybe a personal preference as well.
Right, right. What skill set did you possess, or the values that you have when you were able to say, "Hey, I'm ready for this role or this, I'm ready to make my own firm even."
Okay, that's very interesting because Rafi, hindi pa tayo masyadong kilala ng matagal. But if you when we met, I think it was through the tech community now that we were
Yes,
working
yes.
with our users group. But even before then, even when I would say uh, just very yuppie pa. I don't know
Mm-mm.
if they still use that term yuppie, by the way.
I hope so. Yappy means young professional, guys, if that's your
Ay,
variant.
'di ba? Exactly.
Uh,
Pa-asterisk na lang dyan,
mm,
close caption na lang dyan. Uh, so when I was still a yuppie, I would be one of the friends maybe that you have who has always had a plan 10 years from now. Alam mo yun, pag tinanong ka ng HR, I'm that type of person who has that ready answer. And my ready answer is always, I will have a firm. I will have a
mm,
consulting firm. It's just that when I was younger, I didn't know what it was going to be about, what the services were going to be and all that. But I really felt very strongly about consulting.
mhm,
And I would say I've been a consultant all my life since graduation. Even if my first job was a programmer, no,
mm,
but only for the fact that I'm a programmer seated beside a client and
mm.
talagang diretso, no, diretso yung interactions, and we were gathering requirements and specifications directly, without any training. Sabak agad, diba? So I felt that it was really a fulfilling job to be a consultant. So I felt, okay, someday, I would like to have a consulting firm of my own. I was given the chance around 2012. I was, sort of I just I'm done with corporate. I mean, no offense to those who are still working at the corporate, but I felt, what is the highest level that I can be when I when and my last job before ZLip Solutions was with a multinational company, and it's US based, and not to pero parang, of course we have a chance. It's not like Filipinos doesn't we don't have a chance at fighting it out at the corporate ladder, no. But it's I just felt more of if I give it my I've been giving it my 200%,
Mhm.
and I am just getting 100% of my sweldo. Parang mali yung may mali sa math doon na.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
what is aside from that, the financials, of course, it's also the effort that you've been putting in, and that what they say, 'di ba, na parang no one is indispensable. So you can just take you away, from your job, if even if you've been giving it your all. So I felt, okay, just let me think about it, and maybe 5 years from now, will they make me the president of the company?
Mm,
No, diba? But I felt I was already the consulting director then, and if they give me a title like vice president or anything, would that make me happy?
mm,
And then my answer was no.
mhm.
I mean, to myself, 'di ba? So parang iniisip ko, okay, then I guess this means that it is time to move on, right? And then when I left, that's I just took a break, and then I felt, sige, let it be. I'll just be a full-time housewife. Just, parang that's not really an easy job, right? Uh, so I felt, sige, if an offer comes along and it's from this, big tech company, I could be heading it. I feel that I'd be ready for a country manager position. But then, how's that going to be different from my last job?
Correct, right.
Right?
Exactly. Oo, parang you just
Right? Diba?
left one, tapos now we're waiting for another, the same one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Di ba? So,
Mm,
parang I also felt that I've experienced building a team, proving that this team from scratch can do great things. I felt that I've proven to myself that we can be at par, even be better than our counterparts in the other offices that I've worked with also in other countries. So sabi ko, ano pa ba yung what else do I need to do, no, that I feel, okay, I have to try this out, no, or at least I have to prove myself if it's something that is maybe I can do, and then I can contribute more. I can be more in control, not just because I'm a control freak or anything. It's more of if this happens, if a certain situation happens to your team or to your business or your business line, uh, I want to feel that I am the only, I'm the only person needed who can change that or
Parang
who can control that.
you're really the one responsible, no? Parang all the
Yes.
weight is in your shoulders in that sense.
Oh. And if the weight is in my shoulders and I'm accountable for it, I should be the one to fix it, right?
Mm,
Because when I was working at the corporate, it was all the weight was, in my shoulders and everything. But then if I say, okay, then let's do this, someone will tell me, no, you can't,
that's true.
for
That's true.
whatever reason. So yun nga sinasabi nila, your hands are tied, di ba? And I felt, I think, I'm already grown up to be told that I cannot do some things, right? I
Of
felt
course,
that
of
I was
course.
already ready to be accountable. Parang, parang ganun lang naman the logic. And I also
Mm,
felt that, even naman before that, when I was working for a consulting firm, I know already the ropes. No, I was managing my own
mm,
sector. I was taking care of my own sector, doing business development at the same time, taking care of a practice. So much like what I'm doing now, but maybe in a smaller scale because I only had a team then. No? So I felt, okay, I know the ropes. I just need to have knowledge of yung talagang running the financials, or I don't have that CFO hat. And the question I was asking myself, is it something that I'd be willing to learn? 'Di ba?
mm.
Tech nga ako eh, 'di ba? Tech nga tayo. So sabi ko, sige, maaral ko din 'yan. But then it's a bit, risky because of course that's payroll, that's everything, 'di ba? That's
True, true.
operating, and then managing the finances. So I was very fortunate to have found a friend who is my business partner now.
Mm, mm.
Siya naman yung CFO. So that is his, that's in his blood, and that's what he's been doing all his life. That's his career. So he's a CFA and the CFO of a big conglomerate before, and also decided to somehow retire. So sabi
Right,
ko, oh
right,
yeah,
right.
perfect. So we are now running ZLIF Solutions together, and such a good compliment, no? Kasi we will be 8 years this year, and actually last year 2020 was our best year ever. So medyo it feels a bit strange because it's a pandemic year, but that just tells you that the market is just so much in need of analytics and data in general during these times, no? Kaya mas kailangan mo ng visibility. So we're very, fortunate to be here and be stable enough to for our clients to trust us and say, okay, even during this pandemic, I know that we can work together and you can help me with this. So yeah, so basically just having that confidence that I know that I can already do it. I have the skills and the competencies and experience. Came from, not just working here in the Philippines, but I was also working abroad for 2 years, and I have a good sense of this practice, of consulting practice. Kaya sabi ko, this is the time, no? That was 2012. This is the time.
Right,
So
right.
I'm glad I made that decision, right?
And what's very interesting to me about that story is that it seemed like you had already the skill set, no? You were already running your team, you were already doing team building and even business development for your sector. All you needed really, or at least was a recognition of your own skills. Parang basically, parang you just had to be confident and just parang courageous enough to go out there. No? So it just
Mm,
tells me that us as IT, we have the skills, we have everything that we need. We just need to be more present, or at least be more courageous and following our dream, no, in that sense.
very true, very true. That's alam mo, Rafi, nisip ko nga, meron bang what undergrad or what subject is that teaching you to be brave enough to take chances? But wala naman eh, no?
Yeah.
It's really the environment we work with, the people we associate with, the people we meet. Even not the not so ideal scenarios.
Mm-mm.
Yun naman papatigas ng puso mo, di ba? So it can't be just, oh, this is the ideal environment for you to thrive. Not necessarily that we're looking for, or we're hoping that others will find. No? It's more of that mixed bag. It's I guess the more unpredictables you're thrown, 'di ba, along the way, the better it is that you will learn about yourself also na ganito pala. I should mahina pala ako sa ganito, or I think I should be more I came to that point, I remember it. I should be more maybe very earlier on in my career, I should
Mm.
be more approachable pala, or maybe small things like that. They help you know yourself better along the way, and then that's when you test. That's when you test yourself.
Right,
I
right.
guess that's how you build it. No?
Parang all these small unexpected situation and just navigate through it, no? And parang accepting that unexpected and not shying away from it in that sense, no?
Yes.
Right, right. Let's pause a little bit on this, no, and on the present, and let's reverse time a bit, and for our audience, understand just before, or at least even before you started Z-Lift Solutions, and you already mentioned a little bit about your first, one of your career was programming, no? You're a programmer. But even before that, siguro in a time of, for
Yes.
our audience who are thinking, why should I choose IT career, or how did you choose IT career? Now, what was your story? Like ever
Ah.
since high school, was that something you're thinking about? Because you said 10 years ahead, right? So maybe at 16, you were thinking, this is my job 10 years from now. What was your journey like?
Yes. Yeah. No, I tell my story to my kids. I have two
Mm,
teenage boys, grade 10 and grade 11. And they're at the point when they're thinking about what do I take up in college,
right,
ganyan
right.
ganyan. So I tell these stories, very very often these days, no. But not on an imposing the
Of course, of
traditional
course.
mother, like, of course.
Mm,
Iba na yung mga generation ngayon, di ba? But my story was it's really my love for math, no, at the
mm,
start. And it's not even I'd go ahead and say na wala pa talagang computer science na course back then in my no, it was just very very new. It was very very new. But when I was in high school, so I went to Manila Science High School, and it was really a group of a small group of young people na talagang excelling in STEM, no. So purely
mm,
that kind of profile. And I wasn't really feeling special, no, kasi parang feeling ko lang I was doing better than the others when in my grade school. And then
mm.
ito biglang sinaba ka with all these guys now. But it
Right.
didn't really stop me. And then I was in another interview, and they were asking mga STEM ba na tracks are mostly men, no, or mostly males. And I said I didn't really feel that in high school. So I wasn't also threatened in the sense na parang konti lang ang nagsistem, so baka ma-out of place ka, no. It wasn't like that. I did that parang a quick survey, and looked at my particular cohort, my batch in high school.
Mm-hmm.
There were even I think it was around almost 60% pa nga were females eh. So it wasn't, 'di ba? Parang imagine that kind of environment, and we didn't really feel left out, no. So I was just pursuing, I felt okay, I needed to learn all these other things, and then math just naturally something that I picked up, and I really, I was really enjoying it, no. But then, so there's this new subject that they introduced in the program, and it was computer science.
Mm,
Okay, so I still remember the name of my teacher back then was Mr. Clemente. And okay, the teacher said, "Oh, who wants to try it out?" And we have new x86 in in the class. And okay, who wants to enroll? So I did, and I was so fascinated by it that I wanted to take up computer science in college. So that's
mm.
how I really loved it. But I also had a favorite subject back then, and it was statistics. So
Statistics, yes.
yes, so and this is a bit medyo jahe, but when so ano na ako, nag-apply na ako in college, and I took up the UPCAT, and I also applied in other schools.
Mhm.
But the course that I applied in UP was computer science.
Right.
And then uh, I didn't pass.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
that's my that's my jahe admission to the world. But it became parang syempre nag-aano ako noon. I was so confident that I was gonna go in because my grades were high and everything. But it was a quota course in UP, so I guess obviously there are a lot of people smarter than me. And then ano na lang ako, sa sour, hindi man sa sour grapes, pero sabi nila, okay lang yon kasi 8 years daw talaga ang ComSci sa UP sa sobrang hirap eh. So, sabi ko, buti na lang. No, but, salute to the guys who are ComSci majors. But it was, I guess, my fate, no, na I ended up taking up statistics. I had to take the G courses in UP and all that, and then I shifted to the School of Statistics, but it was only by accident. Sabi ko, statistics, kasi favorite ko naman siya nung high school, di ba?
Right,
But it
right.
wasn't intentional. As I was trying to shift to ComSci pa rin,
Another
parang yun pa rin
ComSci.
yung goal
Okay.
ko. No, it's still in UP. So, nakapasa naman ako sa UP. And then, sabi ko, inside na lang, while I'm there, mag-shift ako to ComSci.
True, true, true.
But they required so many math courses that I didn't have in my current degree. But I was so, wala. So sabi ko, I will take them. So math 53, 54, and all those other math courses na ano. And then I was sabi ko, I went to the math department. And then they said, no, you can't take that just because you need these subjects to shift. So you will just be using us as a stepping stone. No, we don't, encourage that. Sabi ko, paano ko alam mo yon? So I was really, pero hindi ako sumuko. And then one of my friends told me, in statistics, if you go to School of Statistics, there's really very few students there. So they offer these math courses that you need, so baka you can enroll there muna. So, okay, good idea. So, I took it. I went to STAT, and then I took my math courses there. And then, I had to take some of the STAT courses na rin, no, while I was there. And then, I fell in love with statistics. And so I stayed. I didn't change anymore. I didn't go to ComSci anymore. But I think it was really a good decision to have stayed because it's very much applied to business. So it's whatever you learn in statistics and as you can see now, the data science and analytics, one of the major foundations is really knowledge in statistics. And then my love for programming and statistics, yun talaga yung naging perfect combination for me. And really I felt na if I wanted to open up a consulting firm when I was younger, eto na yung gagawin kong service because this is really what I love to do. So when I graduated from UP School of Statistics na, my batchmates were going to market research firms. They were becoming statisticians. They were working for ad agencies and all that. And I said, ayun ba yung trabaho? Parang ayokong gawin yun.
Okay.
Sabi ko, wala naman programming doon na. Parang, so I
Excel ang programming doon. Ganun, Excel.
Siguro
at the
diba?
time. Spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet. So sabi ko, yung mga inaaral namin, we were using eViews, we were using SAS, but not the fancy SAS that you right now, you know now. So my first job was actually a programmer. I think I was the only computer programmer in my batch na yun yung first job. Because, that's I really liked it eh. Sabi ko, later on, I'll find a way to marry the two, statistics and computer programming. Diba? So I just did chinagaan ko. Yeah, go ahead.
But siguro a question our audience are asking right now is, how did you even get that first job as a programming? When did you take courses or self-study programming so that you would be hired as a programmer?
It's really so blurry na now, but
Mm-mm.
I remember there was just a career fair, and
Mm.
ang daming nagpapa-apply, you get application forms from,
Right, right, right.
PNG and then Nielsen, and yun nga, the usual na they go to the
Mm-mm.
college and then they invite grads. Uh, and then it just turned out that very early days pa
Mm-hmm.
yung very early days pa yung Hewlett Packard office sa
Okay.
Pilipinas.
All right, all right.
HP, well, we called it Hewlett Packard pa nga before.
Mm.
So HP back then was just a was
Forming, pa forming. Mm-mm.
they were just selling printers back then, or at least when you hear of HP, this was late 1990s.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba parang pag narinig mo HP printer yung isip
Correct,
mo.
correct,
Ngayon
correct, correct.
iba yung generation natin, 'di ba? It's now servers and all that stuff. So they were early here they set up shop here in the
Mm-mm.
Philippines, and they opened a software house,
Mm-mm.
no?
Mm-mm.
It was called Online Advanced Corporations, and they were looking for programmers. So I saw that application from HP, and I applied. Wala lang. Nag-fill up lang ako, nag-submit. I went to the interview, and I didn't know any programming language except the
Right.
ones that we studied in school, which were
Mm-mm.
SAS, SPSS, and ABUs. And then they said, uh, are you okay to be trained in other programming languages? Sabi ko,
Mm-mm.
yes. Because ako talaga, yun nga
Yes,
favorite
yes,
subject ko
yes.
nga siya halos.
Uh,
If it were offered in in high school, right? Sabi ko, yes! So they offered free training. So that's part of it. No? And that training was actually in Oracle. So I was an Oracle programmer, and then eventually they also taught me Unix programming. So yeah, Unix programmer din ako, and then SQL, and then when I became a parang naging programmer analyst, relational analysis and design, which was really up to now I still get to use. Yun pa rin yung mga ginagamit natin ngayon in handling data sa data science and analytics.
true.
So I still, and I'm very thankful for those trainings, di ba? Biruin mo, my first job, the skills
Mm-mm.
I learned in my first job, I still get to apply them today. Yan ang kagandahan ng technology, na.
Right, right, no. Siguro,
Right.
thanks for the overview of your journey, no. I wanted to ask lang, especially itong sa hiring, and you mentioned a little bit is you were, I don't know if you wanna use the word lucky enough to get a company that is willing to train you, no, with the language that they
Mm-mm.
will use, no, without your background. Is
Yeah.
that still somehow applicable today? Or like for example, are there still companies or that you see that they have like they're allowing fresh grads to gain the skills
Mm.
needed while they're hired, no? Parang or right
Mm.
now is it really important to have like mga POC, GitHub accounts even before
Mm.
hiring?
I would have to say that I don't know with other companies, with other tech companies, but if you are not willing kasi to train
Mm,
your
mm-mm.
people, either fresh grad or not, I think you're underpaying them, diba? You're not
True,
really
true.
giving them the full benefit. Because our work in the technology space, alam natin nagbabago yan palagi.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It's whatever field you are in, diba? And if if it's something that you feel na dapat, you come in with that knowledge, that's also fine, no? And then just pay for the corresponding amount of experience that person is bringing in, no? But it doesn't also mean that some applicants kasi they go to me, they already say na, oh, I took up Coursera na in ganito and blah 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 and all that. I would still have to train you my way anyway,
True,
right?
true.
It's not just parang because I don't believe that certificate, but it's more of, okay, now I know that you are familiar with what we're talking about. but it doesn't automatically mean that I can already entrust a piece of work to you. No, you still have to prove it. Na? So I'd be willing to, let's say what happened to me, no? Parang I read it somewhere. If someone took a chance on me, diba? Of course, I'm very much willing to take a chance
Right.
on others, right? Give the same opportunity. But more than that, it's really just makes sense na parang okay, you don't know SQL yet, but I need that skill. You didn't take it up even if you were graduating with a degree in IT or computer
Mm.
science. You did take it up in class. Okay, sige, okay lang. Let's see if you can learn it, diba? But the
Right. Right.
important thing there is, having said that, our technology evolves so fast these days. Uh, it's the willingness to learn new things and
Mm-hmm.
being able to catch up and learn fast. That's the one that's hard to test. So if the and di ba, parang you can always test it, I guess, compare it with others, but uh, mahirap din eh, di ba, na parang mag-compare ka, eh, magkakaiba sila ng background.
Right. Right.
So that is the important thing that I feel that people should be prepared to learn how to be agile in that sense. No, parang this is what technology has come up with, and then okay, now you should be curious how that works and try. Don't be afraid to try it. And then if you fail, try again. Diba? Be resilient and then try again. If you along the way those steps you don't enjoy it, then maybe that's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay lang. Then move on to another language, another tool, another set of technologies, right? Because it has to be something that you also find uh, parang some fulfillment in. No, hindi yung parang syempre not all work is yung sinasabi nila na find a work that you enjoy para it doesn't feel like work. That is true, but it doesn't mean that everything is easy.
Right.
Rafi?
Yes. So let me ask the next question. Is since you did mention a little bit about the skills and basically the languages that you used before, people ask how hands-on are you still on scripting, on query building as a managing director at the moment. No, do you still um, I know you are active in the R community, but do you actually make the R scripts yourselves that will be deployed to the projects?
If I had more time, I would script again. I would build stuff again. So my role now is very different. But I have to have that knowledge in terms of how things are made, diba? How things are scripted, the methodology to make things, to build things. I still need to not just know that, but continuously learn what the new methods are to building things. Kaakibat nun is kasabay, ano ba yung kaakibat in English?
It's okay. It's
ka
okay. We can
ka
use.
dovetail nun, I guess. Right. It's really how to manage tech projects. Right?
Mm-mm.
If you don't know any programming, but you are in charge of managing it, if you are in charge of selling it, which is for me that's part of my job. If you are in charge of scoping the requirement, and then telling your team that okay, hey guys, this is what we need to build. Kung hindi ka hands-on, no, if you don't have that kind of background, you will put the project at risk. You will put the customer satisfaction at risk. You will, diba? You will also fail your team because they will feel that you overpromise, or you
Right. Right.
underpromise, diba? So I still need to be hands-on in the sense that I am involved in those things, but not necessarily me doing the scripting. But I would have to still consider myself as a hands-on managing director, tech, no, in the tech world, no, hands-on in that sense. Dahil all the at least all that I need to know na ipe-present sa client, I have to see first. So if it's a piece of code that needs to be working properly, or if it's dashboard that will be used by our clients to decide on, to make decisions on, I have to see those things first. And then it's not just the parang the features, parang UX tester lang ako. No, it's not like that. So, tinatanong ko, bakit let's say, bakit mas mabagal yung query ng ganito kapag ganito? Because I can understand that kind of language, right? Bakit hindi mo idiretso sa ganitong table? Or, we can have
Right,
that,
right.
we are still having those types of discussions, even if I'm already the managing director. And that way also, I feel that hopefully, the team still learns from me, no? And then they see me that because I understand what they do, I understand if they tell me that hindi po kasi, 'di ba, sasabihin na, hindi kasi ganyan kadali yan eh. And then I can argue na hindi, alam ko madali lang yan. No, that's the negative part of it, no. Kasi hindi lang ako pwede lokohin. But I think it's more of in relation to putting projects together and putting a proposal for our clients. I understand enough how I craft the solution pa rin.
Right,
So
right,
that's how
right.
hands-on I am. I sometimes do the architecture, the data architecture, and then I hand it over to my delivery team. No? Then we brainstorm, and then they tell me that, okay, ito yata may risk tayo here, and then I tell them, okay, then I will manage that. So if they tell me that things are not really totally, parang na under budget, let's say, I didn't get to see that this pala takes kunwari 1 week instead of just a few days, right? Uh, I can still ask why, and I can still understand the reasons that they can possibly give me, even if it's in programming language, no, na i-explain nila. So that's for me, that is still the benefit, no. Parang meron kaming, as in literally, there's that common language that we speak,
Right,
no?
right.
So even if I'm not scripting in R, but they will tell me that they have to do this, it takes a while to do this properly, at least I understand.
Right, right. Ako, I would say like sometimes as IT managers, one of our favorite potential questions is, parang, have you tried this? Parang, we offer alternates that we've encountered in our lives that maybe they haven't tried yet, or parang they haven't
Yeah.
considered, no? It's not that we're saying na mali yung ginagawa nila, parang at least just showing
Yes.
them potential direction, no? Because if they say na, actually I've tried this, ganyan,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really true, na parang, then, we understand. But sometimes kasi experience just tells us, how about trying scenario B or scenario C, ganyan.
Yes.
Right, right.
Yes.
Um,
Correct.
yeah. So wrapping up our session, I'm gonna mix these two questions into one, no? Which is, many people will look at you and they acknowledge that you're very successful. You have a successful IT career, no? You are, a business leader, women in tech, own founder and managing director. Maybe you can tell us, like, in your own words, your definition of success, and what makes you successful, and even further, advice on the youth, on aspiring women leaders, anyone aspiring to be more like you, no? Parang how to be you po. Ganun.
All right. Uh, yeah, it's very humbling naman that to answer that question. But I would love to, if as much as I can, I'd love to give tips. But what obviously, 'di ba, parang sa atin nga, 'di ba, what works for me maybe doesn't work for other people.
Right,
So
right.
this is I appreciate your podcast kasi you're trying to get different perspectives, and maybe somehow there's one common theme, no, na ito pala yung common advice that we all give. So hopefully one of the things that I will say fall under those things para hindi naman ako medyo weird na
No,
yung
also
masyadong radical yung tinahak ko.
also to our audience, no, again, there might be no one way to do things, right? And
Yeah.
there's a lot of path to success in that sense.
Yes. So let me start by defining success for me, no?
Mm-mm.
And I really feel that very strongly about defining success just for yourself on your own terms.
Mm.
Uh, my success is, and I've had this definition at heart, since I became a mom. Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Yes.
uh, so, 'di ba? Parang, and then sincerely, this is when I felt it. Uh, the definition of success for me is being able to do well the
Mm-hmm.
things that you would like to do well in, and at the same time be able to attend, not just attend but prioritize your family, because that is, if I can do that, if I can be at my kids band performance at 3 p.m. on a weekday,
Right, right.
for me I am successful, right?
Mm-mm.
I was able to balance things, because to get to that point where I'm enjoying, the performance of my child on stage, to get to that point, medyo komplikado na yung tinahak mo nun. Para sa akin, just for me, it means that I was able to make sure that all my commitments were fulfilled before I have to leave it, and go to the venue. It means that the people that maybe I have entrusted to take on my work while I am away are already reliable enough that I can do that and say, kayo nang bahala dyan, you got this, I'll go here. Okay. Or maybe this also that I was able to just deprioritize something and let them understand that there is a higher priority for me at this time and I'm able to go. So those are the things for me are really the moments when I feel that I have achieved this for myself and I am proud and I have no regrets, right? But if having explained the things that need to happen for me to get there, of course it's not just myself, right? I have to be able to work with a team that is at that level of
Yep.
understanding also that um, na parang hindi yung parang the typical office stories where they say, ay nako, umalis na middle of the day to attend a personal, 'di ba? It can't be like that, no? I can't work with people like that. We have to share the same values, and we if it's important to me, I hope it is also important to you, no? During these days, itong pandemic, when we are here with family, right? If I didn't have a good relationship with my kids, or with everyone who's with me at home or and are stuck with me, 'di ba? Parang siguro I'd be, 'di ba? I'd be so stressed at work and all that, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it at
Right,
home,
right, right.
and in fact, they're the ones who are supporting me. Na parang sabi ko, guys, I have to teach another SEM in UP. Okay lang ba kayo? They say, you got it, mom. Parang super super supportive because
Right,
they
right.
know that that's my passion and all that. So for me, that is I feel very comfortable and fulfilled at where I am now.
Mm-mm.
I won't really say it is success because that might sound different to other people. So I'll just use the term being fulfilled. No?
Mm-hmm.
And my advice is, know your priorities. Your priorities differ at every stage in your life, and it may be that when I was in my generation, work is something that has to be done for your family. You have to earn a living. right? You have to earn a living. Wala kang choice. Wala kang option. There's no time to dilly-dally and, self-reflect and, let me take a gap year so that, I can truly know myself first before I commit to a certain career. Walang ganung luxury nung time ko, nung generation ko. But what I did, and my parents also did not force me to take up a course, in medicine or anything like that. They said, okay, bahala ka. And, maybe that also worked out for me, right? Because I had the freedom to decide for myself. And I said, okay, kahit ano, sige, wala, okay lang, kahit saang school. Because I also passed in other colleges. And then they said, ito, may scholarship po. Ito, ganito, ito, libre ang tuition, ito. Right. So, if you were in the same, given the same freedom to decide for yourself, uh, you have to seize it. You have to make it worth it. You have what it brings you is, aside from that freedom, na no one is putting pressure on you or what. First, take the first job that I feel is I would be happy in, and thankfully that was getting a grammar. Just
Right.
accept. Try your best. Try your best. That's when you will have a confidence in yourself. That's when you will gain confidence in yourself that the next thing that I will choose is something that's doable because I have proven it already. No? Kahit maliit lang yun, maliit na career. If maybe it's really about taking risks, but not just taking risks.
Calculated risk kasi statistics
Sige,
tayo, di ba?
let's do this thing, di ba? And then whatever happens, happens. That's true. So what in other words, you take the risk, but you take also the accountability. Hindi pwedeng wala akong choice nun kasi so I took it pero wala kasi akong choice dati, 'di ba? That's not the attitude dapat. So it has to be I will this, but whatever that is, I will commit kasi I made that decision I will ex best as I can if I can, 'di ba? If I'm given a choice. If I pass that test, I have proven to myself that I can do it this in this given this that I took and all that. Now if I make a conscious decision na super duper planned, the more pa yon, di ba, na you can excel there. Right? Kasi ito deliberate na na pinili mo siya. Itong isa nag-risk ka lang di ba? But as a fresh graduate, you don't know yet, right? You don't know yet. So this is also what I tell my kids. Just choose one and see if it works out for you, but don't feel like na parang sige, ano lang, para lang try lang, 'di ba? No, commit to it and try to excel. Time is golden. Parang grabe, sobrang tatanda na ng mga phrases na ginagamit ko, mga expressions na ginagamit ko na. Pero parang, 'di ba, time is is very valuable for me. That is super super valuable. Kaya wag nating aksayahin, no? So if you are given a chance at something, try your best always to do well there. What it does is, even if it's hard or even if it's painful a bit, if you overcome that is already plus points to your confidence. No, you know that you can do well. So ipon ka lang ng points to build up your confidence, and then eventually when you see that opportunity na you feel eto na yon, this is it, this is what I love, this is what I'd like to really try, after even if it took you 10-15 years to find it, but you have racked up so many points already ng confidence boost mo, di ba? Then go, di ba? Then nandun ka na, you are ripe for the picking, ika nga. So don't waste time just okay, sige, try ko lang to. Actually, intentionally, deliberately try to do your best at it. So that is my piece of advice. I feel that everywhere, every project, every task, small or big, that was thrown at me, I always tried to show my best, not for others but for myself. And then that gave me a lot of confidence in the end.
Right, right. No. So thank you so much, no, for this wonderful recording that we had. We had a little delay ng konti towards the end, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to the audience, no, I hope you guys enjoyed our session. If you have any further comments or reactions, feel free to message me. You can also, if you're in YouTube, you can also leave it in the comment box below or any platform, no, in the Young CTO platform, just message anywhere there, no. Um, I hope it shows you a potential career path also that you might follow. And again, thank you, Michelle, no, for sharing your thoughts. Do you have any last shout out, no, or any I don't know, I would say baka call out to the fresh grads or anyone or like advocacy that you wanna promote
Oh,
or anything? Yeah.
sure, sure, sure. Thank you, Rafi, first of all, for this platform. For I feel that inspires a lot of young IT, budding IT professionals natin dyan. To the fresh graduates, go ahead and try it. So I'd like to just mention, yeah. So if you're looking for a fulfilling career, I would say the right time, no? And you will have you cannot have it though if you don't try, if you don't take a risk at
Mm-hmm.
some things, no. So I would like to also mention that the tech community, particularly, the ones that we work in, RAF, here in the Philippines, um, malaki po tayo. There's a lot of people who can support you as you try to navigate the IT industry. There's a lot of communities, different technologies, different solution sets and different practices within the IT industry. Marami po kayong pwedeng makilala, marami po kayong pwedeng maging mentors and coaches. So Rafi over here and myself. So it's all a matter of, it all depends on you, no? You have to reach out, you have to be comfortable with getting to know more people, di ba? Parang you have
Yep.
to take the first step, right? So I'd also like to take this opportunity, Rafi, to mention our organization, no,
Yep. Go
ang
ahead.
associations that I am part of. So first of all, for the Women Foundation, it is a nonprofit organization that provides free scholarship to underprivileged women on data science and analytics. If you are looking for a career in data science and analytics, and you feel that you need to try to and make that leap, please go to the website fewfoundation.org, and makikita nyo po doon the happy stories ng ating mga scholars, no, and how they have successfully found jobs in this particular space. There is also, of course, the R Users Group of the Philippines. It is a tech community that's almost 8 years old. So we meet every month, and it is all about promoting the use of open source statistical programming language called R. So even if you don't know what it is, and or what it is, what it can do, and how powerful it is, if it's something that you would like to learn, please go and attend our meetups. It's free. It's open to the public, and we have a Facebook site. So just go to our users group of the Philippines na Facebook page po. And last but not the least, last na lang, Rafi, AAP, so Analytics Association of the Philippines. We have also a public forum where you can see what we're discussing, but we are engaging ourselves as part of the board of trustees. So I'm co-founder and also currently the vice president of the AAP. We are trying to build this ecosystem in the Philippines where we can all have more analytics talent in our workforce, and also the implementation and use of analytics in businesses, in the public sector, and in the academia, and anything else that touches the lives of us citizens, no? Para they are smarter, and based on data, all the all the decisions and strategies that are being made. So yun po yung mga kinakasalihan ko, and I hope that you will find some purpose also in your careers. So aside from the ones that you're working on in your current employment or in your future employers, you are more than welcome to pursue associations or network with us in these associations and organizations, and we can hopefully pay it forward whatever successes and fulfillment that we've had in our careers po in the industry, and we'd like you to be benefiting from it as well. So maraming salamat. Those were really a lot of last words, Rafi. So ikaw na lang ang mag-edit, but I hope that that is helpful for our audience.
Yes, yes, definitely. No? And guys, the mentioned links will also be in the description so that you can click through them. Thank you, everyone. And of course, if you like our content, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Bye, everyone.